Parashar from class 7 from Gurukul Global School. Today I have brought to you a very interesting story whose title is Eureka. So let's hear it. There was once a king of Syracuse whose name was Hiero. The country over which he ruled was quite small, but for that very reason he wanted to wear the biggest crown in the world. To fulfill this dream, he called in a famous goldsmith who was skillful in all kinds of fine work. King Hiero gave the goldsmith 10 pounds of pure gold and said, "Take this and fashion it into a crown that shall make every other king want it for his own. Be sure that you put into it every grain of gold I give you, and do not mix any other metal with it." "It shall be as you wish, my lord," said the goldsmith. "Here I receive from you 10 pounds of pure gold. 90 days later, I'll return to you the finished crown. It shall be exactly of the same weight." 90 days later, true to his word, the goldsmith came to the king's court with the finished crown. It was a beautiful piece of work, and all who saw it said that it had not its equal in the world. After King Hiero had praised the crown from this side and from that, he weighed it on his own scales. He found out that the gold was exactly as heavy as he ordered. He said to the goldsmith, "You deserve great praise, goldsmith. You have wrought very skillfully, and you have not lost even a single grain of my gold." There was in the king's court a very wise man whose name was Archimedes. When Archimedes was called in to admire the crown, he turned it over and over many times and said, "The workmanship is indeed very beautiful, my lord. But the gold is all in here," cried the king. "I weighed it on my own scales." "True," said Archimedes, "but it does not seem to have the same rich red color as it had in the lump. It is not red at all, but a brilliant yellow, as you can plainly see." "Most gold is yellow," cried the king. "But now that you speak of it, I do remember that when the gold was in the lump, it had a much richer color. What if the goldsmith has kept out a pound or two of gold for himself and made the rest of the weight by adding brass or silver into it?" "Oh, he could not do that," said Hiero. "The gold has changed its color in the working." But the more he thought of the matter, the less pleased he was with the crown. At last, he asked Archimedes, "Is there any way to test whether the goldsmith has really cheated me or whether he honestly gave back me my gold?" "I know of no way, my lord," was the answer. But Archimedes was not the man to say that anything was impossible. He took great delight in working out hard problems. And so day after day, he thought about the gold. One morning, he was thinking about the question while he was getting ready for a bath. As he stepped into the great tub, a quantity of water flowed out upon the stone floor. This has happened 100 times before, but Archimedes thought about this for the first time. "How much water did I displace by getting into the tub?" he asked himself. "Anybody can see that I displaced a bulk of water equal to the bulk of my body. A man half my size would displace half as much. Now suppose instead of putting myself into the tub, I had put Hiero's crown into it. It would have displaced a bulk of water equal to its own bulk. Oh, let me see. Gold is much heavier than silver. 10 pounds of pure gold will not make so great a bulk as, say, 7 pounds of gold mixed with 3 pounds of silver. If Hiero's crown is pure gold, it will displace the same bulk of water as any other 10 pounds of pure gold. But if it is part gold and part silver, it will displace a larger bulk. I have it at last! Eureka! 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 Forgetful of everything else, he leaped from the bath. Without stopping to dress himself, he ran through the streets to the king's court, shouting, Eureka! 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 Which in English means, I found it, I found it, I found it. The crown was tested. It was found to displace much more water than 10 pounds of pure gold displaced. The guilt of the goldsmith was proved beyond a doubt. But whether he was punished or not, I do not know, and neither does it matter. The simple discovery which Archimedes made in his bathtub was worth far more to the world than Hiera's crown. So friends, what did we learn? Well, let me tell you. Discoveries can happen anytime and anywhere. We just need to keep our eyes open. Thank you and have a nice day.